What if I told you that banks quietly take hundreds of dollars a year from the average customer without them even realizing it? I'm talking about overdraft fees, maintenance fees, and surprise ATM charges. It feels like a small tax on your own money, right? Today, we read breaking down exactly how to stop paying these unnecessary fees and start keeping more of your hard-earned cash where it belongs in your pocket. Let's get into it. First, let's identify the usual suspects. Most people get hit with a few common fees without even noticing. The biggest one is the overdraft fee, which can sting you for over $30 every time you accidentally spend more than you have. Then there are monthly maintenance or service fees, which are just charges for the privilege of having an account. You'll also see out-of-network ATM withdrawal charges, penalties for your balance dipping below a certain minimum, and even fees for receiving a paper statement in the mail. Individually, they might seem small, a few bucks here, 10 there, but they add up incredibly fast over a year. Think about it, just one overdraft fee a month could cost you over $350 a year. That's a significant amount of money that you could be saving, investing, or spending on something you actually enjoy. The key is to know what you're being charged for so you can start fighting back. Now, let's talk about overdraft protection. It sounds helpful, doesn't it? A safety net for when you make a mistake. But here's the truth. Most overdraft protection plans are just the bank's permission to charge you a hefty fee, often around $35 for covering your transaction. It's not really protecting you. It's protecting them while costing you. So, what are the better strategies? First, link a savings account to your checking account. If you overdraft, the bank will pull money from your savings to cover it. There might be a small transfer fee, but it's usually far cheaper than a standard overdraft fee. An even better option? Opt out of so-called courtesy overdrafts for debit card and ATM transactions. This means if you don't have the funds, your card will simply be declined. It might be a little embarrassing, but it's a free way to prevent a $35 mistake. Also, set up low balance alerts on your banking app. Get a text or email when your balance drops below, say, $100. This gives you a heads up before you get into trouble. Finally, the simplest strategy of all is to keep a small buffer in your checking account, maybe $200 that you just pretend isn't there. This little cushion can be a lifesaver. Next up, how to avoid those annoying monthly maintenance fees. These are the fees the bank charges you just for having an account with them. The good news is they're almost always avoidable. The most common way to waive them is by setting up a direct deposit. Many banks will drop the fee if your paycheck or another regular payment is deposited directly into the account each month. Another way is to maintain a minimum daily or average monthly balance. The required amount varies by bank and account type, so check your account's terms. If you're a student or a young adult, look for accounts designed specifically for you, as they almost always come with no monthly fees. And here's a huge tip. Consider switching to an online-only bank. Many of them have completely eliminated monthly fees, minimum balances, and other common charges because they have lower overhead costs. Finally, don't be afraid to just ask. If you're being charged a monthly fee, call your bank, explain that you're a loyal customer, and ask if they can waive it. You'd be surprised how often they say yes just to keep you happy. All right, let's tackle ATM and other transaction fees. It's your money, so why should you pay to access it? The easiest way to avoid ATM fees is to only use ATMs that are in your bank's network. Your bank's app should have a map showing you where all the free ATMs are located. If an in-network ATM isn't nearby, use the cashback option at a grocery store or pharmacy. When you make a purchase with your debit card, you can often get cash back with no fee. Some banks, especially online banks and credit unions, go a step further and will actually reimburse the fees charged by other banks' ATMs up to a certain amount each month. This is a fantastic perk to look for. Also, use your bank's mobile app to deposit checks. It saves you a trip to the bank and helps you avoid any potential teller fees that some accounts might have. A little bit of planning goes a long way here. Before you go out, think about whether you'll need cash and withdraw it from a free ATM in advance. So, with all this in mind, when should you actually consider switching banks? It's a big move, but sometimes it's the smartest one. You should seriously think about switching if you find yourself constantly paying fees, despite your best efforts. If your bank's fee structure just doesn't work for your lifestyle, it's time to look elsewhere. Poor customer service is another major red flag. If you have to fight with your bank every time there's an issue, it's not worth the stress. Also, take a look at the interest rate on your savings. If your bank is paying you next to nothing while other online banks are offering significantly higher rates, you're leaving money on the table. The truth is, there are so many better, more customer-friendly options out there today, especially with online banks and credit unions. And here's the thing most people worry about, moving banks is much easier than you think. Most banks have switch kits that walk you through the process of moving your direct deposits and automatic payments. Don't let the fear of a little paperwork keep you in a bad banking relationship. But what if you already got hit with a fee? Don't just accept it. You can often get it refunded. The secret is to call customer service as soon as you notice the charge. When you get someone on the line, be polite and calm. Explain what happened. Maybe you made a simple mistake or a deposit didn't clear as quickly as you expected. Then ask for a courtesy refund. Use those exact words. Mentioning your loyalty can also help. Say something like, "I've been a happy customer for 5 years, and I'd really appreciate it if you could waive this as a one-time courtesy." Many banks empower their representatives to reverse fees once or twice a year for customers in good standing. They want to keep your business, and waiving one $35 fee is a small price for them to pay. Think about it, that's a 5-minute phone call that could put money right back into your account. It's basically free money just for asking. So let's put it all together. Here is your fee-free action plan. First, go into your banking app right now and set up low balance alerts. Second, if you haven't already, link your savings account to your checking for a cheaper overdraft option. Third, get in the habit of keeping a small, untouchable cash buffer in your checking account. Fourth, commit to reviewing your bank statement every single month. Look for any fees you don't recognize and question them. Finally, once a year, take 30 minutes to compare your current bank with what other banks are offering. Are you getting the best deal? These simple habits can literally save you hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars over time. Remember, bank fees are largely optional, but only if you're informed and proactive. By taking control of your accounts and knowing the rules of the game, you can make sure your money stays your money.